Alright, so here's how to play the Mr.Sandman song. So this one's pretty tricky, but this is the best I could do after listening for like half an hour or so. So first thing, you gotta put the capo right here on 2nd fret. And one thing, you sometimes want to retune your guitar when you put the capo on. So this would be F sharp and B, and you have to figure out what the new strings are. But sometimes I notice it goes a little bit out of tune. And I was having that problem with this song, and then it's a little hard to figure out what's going on. So I'll put a link to the tab with the YouTube video, and it's actually a chord chart, but it's the best one I could find. The other ones were like the Chet Atkins version of the song, which is way too hard, or it was like all the background melody, which is just way too hard, and I think you just want the chords. So the first thing that's tricky is the little scat parts, the bum 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 bum, and there's 3 different ones, like after each time they sing, and in the intro. So the first one in the intro, you put your middle finger here, which is the 3rd fret. I'm just going to say it's the 3rd fret because it's in relation to the capo. It goes 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3. So it's like a little G shape. So 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3. And I'll do it again. That's the first one, and then you put your pinky right here on the 5th fret. And that's 5, 3, 2, 5, 4. 5, 3, 2, 5, 4. Now you could do it with the open strings, but I usually avoid the open strings, because then if you learn something, you can move it around later. And I just tend to be more consistent if that's why I'm hitting here instead of here. I could have used that string. But anyway, so I'll say it slow, and then I'll just play it 3 times and move on to the chords. So it's 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4. One more time saying it. 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4. And I'll play it 3 times. So it's basically a G, little arpeggio, G major 7, and then sort of an A minor. Alright, so the first chords, if you look at the chart, it's going to go G, and it sounds cool if you do like a bass drum, like. And if you do a little palm mute, it sounds kind of good too. It's going to be G, then you need F sharp major, which is the bar chord, 2nd fret major bar chord, so 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. You need B7, so the way I do B7 is I think of that triangle shape, and I put my pinky up on the 2nd fret. And then you need E major, and A major, D, G, and I need E flat major. So the trick is you do a D major chord, but you slide it over half step, because E flat is the same as D sharp. And so let me do that whole first section. Actually, I'll finish this part up. So that was E flat, D, and make sure you follow along in this chord chart, because otherwise it's going to be too confusing. G, the next part, F sharp, B7, E major, and please turn on your magic beam, it goes A minor, C minor, so that's 3rd fret, the minor bar chord shape, and then G. That was a really quick D that is in there. It's right before it goes to G at the end of the line, so you can play that D if you want or not. So here's the first part fast. I'll do the intro, and then I'll do all the chords and say the names as I go. Then we'll get into the next section real quick. So. Then G, F sharp, B7, and E major, and A major, part has a little transition to the next riff, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to move this. We're going to move it up here and start here. Exactly like the first time, except they do these little 3 notes leading into this. So the riff moved from G, from this G note up to the C note. I mean, relative to the capo, that's what it would be. But so you got to go like this as the transition notes. I'll get good at that first because it actually throws you off, even if you learn this well, adding those 3 notes. And again, I'm using not the open string because I find I'm more consistent if I don't use open strings. So 3, 5, 2, and then we're going to do the riff the same as the first one, but right here. So, but you got to add these. They actually add those little 3 notes each time on this middle section of the doo-wop part, the scat part. It's really fast to play along. You gotta get kind of good at it. And then what happens after you do that? They did that change into up here, so they actually changed keys. Now here's one change I made because the way that they're singing, it sounds wrong to play. The next part, part 2, you'll see in the chord chart, it says C major, but I think it sounds better if you do a C major 7. So you go B7, E, A major, D major, G, then C major 7. A flat is just like A, but right here. I wouldn't try to cram your fingers in there. I play A like this most of the time anyways. So you just slide it here and make sure you don't hit the open string. So A flat, and then G, and then C, E7, E, A, and then here there's one problem. C minor's right. When I say G minor 7, that's just not right. You gotta take this shape and slide it up to the 6th fret, which is E flat minor. So C minor, 3rd fret, and then you slide it up to the 6th fret. Then A. Now the C major 7 doesn't sound that great, I don't think, just strumming along by yourself. I'd probably use C. But when you're strumming along with a song, it sounds better to do that. So here's all the chords. I'll say for the second part. The third part's the same as the first part. So C major 7. So first here's the little riff. Transition notes. And then C major 7. One way you can do it is add G in the bass. Sounds cooler. But yeah, I'm going to say the chords. C major 7. B7, E major, A major, D major, G, C major 7, A flat, C, B7, E, C minor, oh I forgot A, E, A, and then C minor, E flat minor, A. Now the next section I could not figure out what was going on. This is sort of what I had going. Partly the way they're singing is just a little weird on the third one. The scat part, I was doing that one from here on the 3rd fret and the second one. So I was combining the first one, I was going. Didn't sound perfect, but it sounded better than using only the second one. It kind of sounds like they're going down here. It almost sounds like they're doing a chromatic thing going down. But I couldn't figure it out and I gave up. And then basically the chords are the same as the first part. So that's it. I think I really like the song, so I might try to make a tab out of it and work on it more and get those parts down. But the first part and third part are perfect. The middle part, I think the chords are a little bit off also. But if you do the C major 7 instead of the C and get rid of the G minor 7 and do that E flat minor chord, on the 6th fret. It works pretty well. I think some of the G's, the G major chords, need to be changed to G7s or something. But that's the best I could do with limited time. So hope it was helpful. Send me another request. All right, bye.